Good evening, my dear friends. Imagine for a moment a young boy standing on the edge of a lake, staring at the water's surface, mesmerized by the ripples created by a single pebble he'd just tossed in. That boy was me, growing up in a small town, feeling small myself, wondering what my life was meant to be. I didn't know it then, but those ripples were a metaphor for the journey we're all on, a journey to discover our purpose, to create waves of meaning that touch the lives of others, and to awaken to the divine light within us. I'm Dr. Wayne Dyer, and I'm honored to stand before you today, not as someone who has all the answers, but as a fellow seeker, a traveler on this sacred path we call life. Tonight, we're here to explore a question that has echoed through the ages, a question that stirs the soul and keeps us up at night. What is my purpose? This speech, Discovering Your Purpose, a journey to spiritual enlightenment, is not just a collection of words. It's an invitation to dive deep, to listen to the whispers of your heart, and to step boldly into the life you were born to live. Each of you is here for a reason. You're not in this room by accident. You're not on this planet by chance. You are a unique expression of the divine, a spark of infinite consciousness with a purpose that is yours alone. But how do we uncover that purpose? How do we move from feeling lost, uncertain, or unfulfilled to living a life of joy, connection, and spiritual alignment? That's the journey we're embarking on together. So, take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's begin. Part 1, the call to purpose. Let's start with the big question, why are you here? Not just here in this moment, though that's important, but why are you on this earth, in this body, at this precise moment in history? This question has driven humanity for centuries. Philosophers pondering the meaning of existence, mystics seeking divine connection, and ordinary people like you and me searching for a sense of belonging. Your purpose is not something you invent. It's something you uncover. It's already within you, woven into the fabric of your soul, waiting to be remembered. The great poet Rumi said, "What you seek is seeking you." Your purpose is seeking you right now. It's calling to you through moments of joy, through quiet nudges of intuition, through the longing you feel for something more. But to hear that call, you must first learn to quiet the noise of the world, the noise of doubt, fear, comparison, and societal expectations that tell you who you should be instead of who you are. When I was a young man, I thought my purpose was tied to external markers of success. I grew up in foster homes, often feeling like I had to prove my worth to the world. I chased achievements, good grades, a Navy career, a doctorate, a successful teaching position, believing they would fill the void I felt inside. But no matter how much I accomplished, that sense of emptiness lingered. It wasn't until I began to turn inward, to listen to the still, small voice within, that I discovered my true purpose. It wasn't about accumulating accolades. It was about embodying love, sharing wisdom, and serving others. It was about aligning with the divine source that flows through all of us. Your purpose is not a job title, a paycheck, or a social media following. It's not about what you do for a living or how the world defines success. Your purpose is the unique way you express your divine essence. For some, it might be creating music that uplifts the soul. For others, it might be nurturing a family with unconditional love. It could be teaching, healing, inventing, or simply being a light in someone's darkness. Your purpose is as unique as your fingerprint, and it's already within you, waiting to be discovered. Let me share a story. Years ago, I met a woman named Sarah at one of my workshops. She was a corporate executive, successful by all external measures, but she felt hollow. She told me, "Wayne, I've climbed the ladder, but it's leaning against the wrong wall." Through our conversations, Sarah realized her true passion was mentoring young women in her community. She didn't quit her job, but she started volunteering, pouring her heart into guiding others. That shift transformed her life. She found joy, meaning, and a sense of alignment she'd never known. That's the power of purpose. It doesn't always require a drastic change. Sometimes it's about bringing your authentic self to what you're already doing. Part 2. The obstacles to purpose. So, why is it so hard to discover our purpose? If it's already within us, why do so many of us feel lost, stuck, or disconnected? The answer lies in the obstacles we face, not external barriers, but internal ones. These are the voices of fear, doubt, and ego that cloud our vision and keep us from stepping into our divine potential. Obstacle 1. Fear. The first obstacle is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Fear whispers, what if you try and it doesn't work? What if people think you're foolish? What if you're not talented enough, smart enough, or worthy enough? But let me tell you something, fear is a liar. It's a temporary illusion that dissolves when you shine the light of awareness on it. The truth is, you are already enough. The divine source that created you doesn't make mistakes. You were born with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. I remember a time when fear nearly stopped me from writing my first book. I was a college professor, respected in my field, but the idea of putting my spiritual insights on paper felt terrifying. What if people ridiculed me? What if I failed? But one day I sat down and asked myself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? The answer was clear, I'd write. So I did. That book, Your Erroneous Zones, became a turning point in my life, not because it was a bestseller, but because it was an act of courage, an act of aligning with my purpose. When fear arises, don't run from it. Embrace it. Say, thank you, fear, for showing me where I need to grow. But you're not in charge, I am. Then take one small step toward your purpose. That step could be signing up for a class, having a conversation, or simply admitting to yourself what you truly want. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. Obstacle 2. Attachment to outcomes. The second obstacle is our attachment to outcomes. We live in a world that measures success by external results. Money, status, recognition. We think, if I follow my purpose, I need to know it will work out. I need guarantees. But purpose is not about guarantees. It's about intention. When you act from a place of love, authenticity, and service, the outcomes take care of themselves. Early in my career, I was obsessed with how my work would be received. Would people buy my books? Would my talks fill auditoriums? But I learned to let go of those expectations and focus on the act of sharing itself. When I spoke from my heart, when I wrote from a place of truth, the universe responded in ways I could never have predicted. Books sold, yes, but more importantly, lives were touched. People wrote to me saying, your words help me forgive, heal, find my way. That's the true measure of purpose, not the applause, but the impact. To release attachment to outcomes, practice surrender, trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, set your intention, take inspired action, and let go of how it unfolds. The right people, opportunities, and resources will show up when you're aligned with your purpose. Obstacle 3. Disconnection from Source. The third obstacle is disconnection from Source, the divine energy that flows through all of us. In our fast-paced, distracted world, it's easy to lose touch with this infinite intelligence. We get caught up in to-do lists, social media, and the demands of daily life. And we forget that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I've had moments in my life when I felt disconnected. There was a time in my 30s when I was so focused on my career that I neglected my inner world. I felt restless, unfulfilled, like something was missing. It wasn't until I began a daily practice of meditation that I reconnected with Source. In those quiet moments, I felt the presence of something greater, a love, a wisdom, a peace that transcended my circumstances. That connection became my compass, guiding me toward my purpose. To reconnect with Source, you don't need to be religious or follow a specific doctrine. Source is the energy of life itself. Call it God, the universe, spirit, or love. It's the force that makes your heart beat, the trees grow, the stars shine. You can connect to it through prayer, meditation, nature, or simply being present. When you're connected to Source, you're connected to your purpose. Obstacle 4. The comparison trap. A fourth obstacle is comparison. We look at others, their achievements, their clarity, their seeming perfection, and we think, why can't I be like them? But comparison is a thief. It robs you of your uniqueness, your joy, your path. Your purpose is not to be someone else. It's to be the most authentic version of yourself. I once met a young man who felt paralyzed because he compared himself to his successful older brother. He said, "Wayne, my brother has it all figured out. I'll never measure up." I asked him, "What would you do if you weren't trying to be your brother?" He paused, then said, "I'd start my own business helping kids with learning disabilities." That was his purpose, waiting to be claimed, but comparison was blinding him to it. Today, he runs a thriving nonprofit, touching countless lives. When you stop comparing, you start seeing. Obstacle 5, the myth of not enough time. Finally, many of us believe we don't have time to pursue our purpose. We say, "I'm too busy with work, family, responsibilities." But purpose doesn't require you to append your life. It's about infusing your current life with meaning. You don't need hours, you need moments. I knew a single mother who felt she had no time for herself, let alone her purpose, but she loved writing poetry. So, she started writing one poem a week, late at night, after her kids were asleep. Those poems became a blog, which became a book, which became a movement inspiring other parents. Purpose doesn't demand your entire schedule. It asks for your intention, your heart, your commitment to take one step at a time. Part 3. The path to spiritual enlightenment, discovering your purpose, is a journey to spiritual enlightenment, a journey of waking up to who you really are. Enlightenment is not about becoming perfect or floating above life's challenges. It's about remembering your divine nature, embracing your connection to all that is, and living from a place of love and truth. Let's explore 5 practical steps to guide you on this path. Step 1. Listen to your inner voice. Your soul is always speaking to you, but you have to get quiet to hear it. In our noisy world, silence is a radical act. Take time each day, even 5 minutes, to sit in stillness. Meditate, journal, or simply breathe. Ask yourself, what brings me joy? What makes my heart sing? What would I do if I weren't afraid? When I began meditating in my 40s, I discovered a voice within me, a voice of wisdom, clarity, and love. It told me to write books, to speak to audiences, to share my spiritual journey. That voice led me to a life of service, and it's the same voice speaking to you. It might say, paint, teach, help, or create. Trust it. To help you connect with your inner voice, try this exercise. Exercise the Soul Whisper Journal. Find a quiet space and a notebook. Write at the top, what is my soul trying to tell me? Set a timer for 10 minutes and write whatever comes to mind without editing or judging. Ask questions like, what do I love doing? What feels effortless? What would I do if money and time weren't issues? Revisit your writing later and look for patterns. These are clues to your purpose. Step 2. Follow your joy. Your purpose is always aligned with your joy. What makes you lose track of time? What activities make you feel alive, connected, in flow? For me, it's writing and teaching. For you, it might be gardening, coding, storytelling, or helping others solve problems. Joy is your soul's way of saying, this is it, this is you. Don't confuse joy with fleeting pleasure. Pleasure is external. A new car, a vacation, a compliment. Joy is internal. A sense of aliveness, of being in harmony with the universe. When I was writing The Power of Intention, I'd spend hours at my desk, completely absorbed, feeling like I was channeling something greater than myself. That's joy, that's purpose. Try this. Make a list of 5 things that bring you joy. They don't have to be grand. Maybe it's baking, dancing, or reading to your kids. Then commit to doing one of those things this week. Notice how it feels. Joy is your compass, guiding you toward your purpose. Step 3. Let go of ego. The ego is the part of you that clings to fear, separation, and control. It's the voice that says, I'm not enough, or I have to prove myself. To discover your purpose, you must release the ego and embrace your true self, the self that is connected to all that is. One powerful way to let go of ego is through forgiveness. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Forgive others for their shortcomings. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. When you forgive, you create space for love, and love is the essence of purpose. I once struggled to forgive someone who had betrayed my trust. The anger consumed me, clouding my ability to connect with my purpose. But when I finally chose forgiveness, not for them, but for me, I felt a weight lift. I could hear my inner voice again. I could feel my connection to Source. Try this forgiveness practice. Exercise. The forgiveness letter. Write a letter to someone you need to forgive. You don't have to send it. Express your feelings honestly, then write, I forgive you and I release you with love. Burn or tear up the letter as a symbolic act of letting go. Notice how your heart feels lighter, more open to your purpose. Step 4. Serve others. Your purpose is always tied to service. How can you use your unique gifts to make the world a better place? You don't have to solve world hunger or end wars, though if that's your calling, go for it. Service can be as simple as listening to a friend, volunteering in your community, or sharing your talents with others. When I shifted my focus from personal success to serving others, my life transformed. Writing books and giving talks became less about me and more about touching hearts, inspiring hope, guiding others toward their own light. Every letter I receive from a reader, every story of transformation, reminds me that service is the heartbeat of purpose. Ask yourself, how can I serve? Maybe you're a teacher who can inspire a student, a nurse who can offer comfort, or an artist who can create beauty. Start small. One act of service can create a ripple effect that changes lives. Step 5. Trust the process. The journey to purpose is not a straight line. There will be detours, doubts, and moments when you feel lost, but trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of uncertainty is part of your growth. I've had moments when I doubted my path. When I left my tenured teaching position to pursue writing and speaking full-time, people thought I was crazy. There were times when money was tight, when audiences were small, when I wondered if I'd made a mistake. But I trusted that the universe was guiding me. Every step, even the hard ones, led me closer to my purpose. To cultivate trust, practice surrender. When you face a challenge, say to yourself, this is happening for me, not to me. Look for the lesson, the opportunity, the gift. The universe is always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel like it. Part 4. Living your purpose, discovering your purpose is just the beginning. The real magic happens when you live it. When you bring your authentic self to every moment, every choice, every interaction. Living your purpose doesn't mean you have to quit your job, move to an ashram, or change your entire life, though if that's your calling, honor it. It means infusing your current life with meaning, intention, and love. Here are 5 ways to live your purpose every day. 1. Be present. Your purpose unfolds in the present moment. The past is gone. The future is unwritten. Now is where your power lies. When you're fully present, you notice the beauty in small things. A child's laugh, a sunset, a kind word. You hear your inner voice more clearly. You feel your connection to Source. Try this for 1 hour today. Commit to being fully present. Put away your phone. Let go of distractions and engage with whatever you're doing, whether it's eating, talking, or working. Notice how it feels to be in the moment. That's where your purpose lives, too. Act with intention before you make a decision. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my purpose? Does this reflect who I am at my core? Acting with intention means choosing love over fear, authenticity over approval, service over self-interest. It's about aligning your actions with your soul's calling. For example, if your purpose involves creativity, make time to create, even if it's just 15 minutes a day. If your purpose is about connection, prioritize meaningful conversations with loved ones. Small, intentional actions compound over time, shaping a life of purpose. 3. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is a magnet for abundance. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you align with the energy of love and possibility. Take time each day to give thanks for your health, your loved ones, the roof over your head, the opportunity to grow. Gratitude opens your heart to your purpose. Try this gratitude practice. Exercise. The gratitude jar. Get a jar and some small pieces of paper. Each day, write down one thing you're grateful for and put it in the jar. At the end of the month, read through your notes. Notice how your perspective shifts toward abundance and purpose. 4. Stay connected to Source. Your connection to Source, God, the universe, Spirit, is your lifeline. Make time for spiritual practices that nourish your soul. For me, it's meditation and writing. For you, it might be yoga, prayer, or walking in nature. These practices keep you grounded in your divine essence, guiding you toward your purpose. I start each day with a simple prayer. Thank you for this day. Guide me to live my purpose with love and courage. Find a practice that resonates with you and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. 5. Be a light. Your purpose is not just about you. It's about shining your light so others can find their way. Be kind, be compassionate, be authentic. Your presence is a gift to the world. When you live your purpose, you inspire others to do the same. I once received a letter from a woman who said she attended one of my talks during a dark time in her life. She was struggling with depression, feeling like her life had no meaning. But something I said that day about choosing love over fear sparked a shift. She started volunteering at a local shelter, rediscovered her passion for helping others, and found her purpose. Your light can do the same for someone else. Part 5. The ripple effect of purpose. When you live your purpose, you don't just transform your own life. You transform the world. Your energy, your love, your authenticity create ripples that touch everyone you meet. You become a catalyst for change, a reminder that we are all connected, that we are all part of the same divine tapestry. Think about the people who have inspired you. A teacher who believed in you, a friend who listened, a stranger who showed you kindness. Their light touched your life, and now it's your turn to pass it on. Every act of love, every moment of courage, every step toward your purpose creates a ripple effect that can change the world. I've seen this in my own life. When I began sharing my spiritual insights, I had no idea how far those ripples would travel. I've received letters from people in every corner of the globe. People who have said, "Your words helped me forgive my past," or "Your book inspired me to start my own business." Or your talk gave me the courage to pursue my dreams. That's the power of purpose. It's not just about you. It's about the collective awakening of humanity. Let me share one more story. A man named Michael attended one of my seminars years ago. He was a mechanic, feeling unfulfilled in his work, wondering if he had a greater purpose. During a workshop exercise, he realized his true passion was teaching others about mindfulness. He started offering free meditation classes at his local community center. Over time, those classes grew, and today, Michael runs a mindfulness program that has helped thousands of people find peace. His purpose wasn't to become famous or wealthy. It was to share his gift, and that gift changed lives. You have that power too. Your purpose, no matter how small it seems, can create ripples that touch hearts, heal wounds, and inspire others to awaken. Part 6. Practical tools for the journey to help you stay on the path to purpose. I want to share a few more practical tools. These are practices you can integrate into your daily life to deepen your connection to your soul's calling. Tool 1. The purpose affirmation affirmations are powerful because they reprogram your subconscious mind. Try this affirmation: I am aligned with my purpose. I trust the divine guidance within me. Say it every morning, write it on your mirror, let it sink into your soul. Over time, it will shift your energy and open you to new possibilities. Tool 2. The vision board. Create a vision board that represents your purpose. Gather images, words, and symbols that resonate with your soul's calling. For example, if your purpose involves healing, include images of nature, hearts, or hands helping others. Place your vision board where you'll see it daily. It's a visual reminder of what you're moving toward. Tool 3. The Purpose Buddy. Find a friend or mentor who supports your journey. Share your dreams, fears, and progress with them. Having someone who believes in you can make all the difference. I've had mentors throughout my life who reminded me of my purpose when I doubted myself. Find your purpose buddy and lean on each other. Tool 4. The daily check-in each evening. Take 5 minutes to reflect on your day. Ask yourself, did I act with intention today? Did I follow my joy? Did I serve someone, even in a small way? Did I feel connected to Source? This check-in keeps you accountable to your purpose and helps you course correct when needed. Conclusion: a life of meaning. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to remind you of this. You are enough. You are divine. You are here for a reason. Your purpose is not something you need to search for. It's something you need to uncover. It's already within you, waiting to be expressed. The journey to spiritual enlightenment is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. It's about shedding the layers of fear, doubt, and ego that keep you from shining. It's about stepping into the truth of who you are, a being of love, light, and infinite potential. I invite you to take the next step. Listen to your inner voice, follow your joy, let go of fear, serve others, trust the process, and know that you are never alone. The divine source is always with you, guiding you, loving you, cheering you on. Let's close with a moment of connection. Close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and take a deep breath. Feel the love that flows through you. Feel your connection to all that is, and say to yourself, I am here for a purpose. I am ready to discover it. I am ready to live it. Thank you, my friends, for being here. Thank you for your courage, your openness, your willingness to grow. Together, let's continue this journey to spiritual enlightenment, one step, one heart, one ripple at a time.